Good morning. It is Sunday, the 29th of November, a few days after Thanksgiving. I don't know about you guys, but nobody's awake in my family. And I mean, I know that, and I knew that. And it's okay. I was able to go and be the superficial hello, how are you conversations. And at one point at the end of the day, it was my daughter and I and my sister were standing there, and my daughter said something about like socialism. We're headed towards socialism. And my sister's like, oh dear, I hope not. And I said, well, you've got to work on that. You've got to, first off, understand what's really happening in the universe and trust that your mainstream, you know what, all that news is incorrect, and have faith in the powers that be, and that corrupt elections is nothing new. He's like, oh, what do you mean? I go, we'll just go back to the original electronic voting, back in the late 50s, early 60s, what happened. And, follow the breadcrumbs, follow the money trail. But then we got interrupted by my niece coming by to say goodbye. And so as she was doing that, I was standing there and I tapped into my guides, and they're like, just shh. So when it was all done, I just hugged everybody and I left. Well, the next day, my sisters and I and some of the nieces and my daughter all got together for lunch to go hiking. So at the lunch table, I was with my other sister, and something kind of came up about like the election or something. And I just said, you know that this was forecasted, that, Mr. T is a very, very high IQ. My one sister's like, oh, I didn't know. I said, you do know that he's like a master chess player. Oh. So then my other sister and I continued our conversation about corruption and just the election and to trust the plan kind of thing. And it was very, very, just a few minutes minimal. And then at the end, that sister says, oh, so like, where do I go to look all this up? I'm like, oh, well, yeah, because you can trust Google. She's like, oh, yeah, you really can't. I go, well, you just have to do your own research. And then to top it all off, at the end, we were kind of taking pictures before everybody dispersed and went about their way, and some went home to their states. And my oldest daughter was taking a picture of me and my nieces, and she's like, say, crazy Aunt Sandy. And I just smiled through the pictures, and I realized that they all do think I'm crazy. And yet, I've hardly shared anything about anything, especially in 2020. So the message I got was just to be, let it go, that everybody's got to hit their own wake-up point when they are called to wake up. And if people want to ask me questions after that and I'm available to answer them, I will. And I also know that, and I don't consider this a fault or a downside, but I'm always there to help people figure things out when they really don't need my help to figure it out. They'll figure it out when they're ready to listen to it. So I didn't come in to be a converter, and nor did any of you. So this whole Thanksgiving weekend, I believe, was a test for a lot of people wanting to have something open up just enough for you to get in there and say what you know, And many people just aren't ready to listen. But I woke up yesterday morning and I said to myself, it's interesting that nobody calls me crazy. Nobody calls me weird. But my own family, my own flesh and blood. I found that it was interesting. So I had to spend a lot of time yesterday really grounding myself. And so my first long morning meditation walk, I could see a lot of what was happening. But then later in the day when I came back to do my walking meditation, get on the bench and do it, and I have sight with eyes opened and eyes closed, and it was like it was on steroids. From the moment I started my walk, I could see the rays, the colors, the energies, the faces. Things were coming to me. It was amazing. So it just brought me back home to stay right here. Trust me. Trust my path. Whoever follows, follows. But they can't follow till they're ready. So it's up to you, and it's up to me to hold our vibrations high and to just observe everybody with just love and compassion. And let everybody just be entitled to their worlds. Because eventually they'll all come together if that's what's meant to be. All right? So, shake it all off. Be true to you. Please like, please subscribe, please leave me a comment. Much love to all of you.